The Kuwait tire graveyard, a massive area filled with millions of stacked tires, is a huge environmental problem and a sign of the increasing global waste issue. This video takes you on a journey through the history of this colossal dump, exploring why it exists, the costs of maintaining it, the devastating fires that have occurred, the global pressure on Kuwait to address the issue, and the profound economic impacts both locally and globally. Hit the subscribe and like button for more interesting updates. The Kuwait tire graveyard, located in Sulaibia, is one of the biggest tire dumps in the world. It's so large that you can see it from space. It all began more than 2 decades ago when Kuwait needed a solution to dispose of its growing number of used tires. As the country's economy boomed and car ownership skyrocketed, so did the number of discarded tires. Initially, the tire dump was a temporary solution, but over time it evolved into a permanent fixture of the Kuwaiti landscape. Kuwait's small land size and the absence of tire recycling facilities made the problem worse. Instead of recycling or reusing the tires, they were just piled up in massive amounts. Without a national plan for managing non-biodegradable waste like tires, the graveyard kept getting bigger every year. As the tire graveyard grew, it caught the attention of the world. Environmentalists and international media pointed to it as a clear example of the environmental problems in the Middle East. Its vast size and the risks it posed turned it into a symbol of the region's difficulties in managing waste properly. Why they are collecting tires. Kuwait's choice to gather and pile up tires in Sulaibia was driven by practical and logistical needs. The country's rapid urban growth and economic expansion resulted in an increase in vehicle ownership and, consequently, used tires. These tires, made from materials that are hard to decompose, present a big challenge for waste management. With limited landfill space and no recycling facilities, Kuwait had limited options. Thus, collecting and centralizing tire disposal at the Sulaibia site became a practical choice. Economic factors also influenced this decision. The tire graveyard offered a relatively cheap disposal solution for tire dealers in Kuwait and neighboring countries. However, the decision to accumulate tires in such large numbers had significant downsides. The vast number of tires made the graveyard a complex and expensive site to maintain. Cost of buying and managing the graveyard? Managing the Kuwait tire graveyard is costly. The Kuwaiti government spends significant funds to maintain the site and prevent environmental catastrophes. This includes measures to avert fires, control pests, and reduce the graveyard's environmental footprint. However, these costs are just the tip of the iceberg. The environmental harm from the graveyard has resulted in long-term economic impacts. Air and soil pollution from the tire dump has damaged local agriculture and water sources, leading to further costs for cleanup and public health. Additionally, as the graveyard grows, the costs to manage it are expected to increase. Without a sustainable solution, Kuwait faces a mounting financial challenge that could affect its economy for years to come. Fire incidents in the graveyard. The Kuwait tire graveyard has been the site of several catastrophic fires over the years. These fires are often caused by spontaneous combustion or arson. These fires have severely impacted the environment and public health. One huge fire in 2012 consumed a significant portion of the graveyard, sending up huge clouds of toxic smoke visible from space. These fires are hazardous because of the materials involved. Tires are made from a combination of rubber, synthetic materials, and other chemicals, which, when burned, release a cocktail of toxic substances into the atmosphere. These include carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, and other harmful compounds that pose serious health risks to nearby communities. Fighting these fires is no easy task. The large piles of tires, along with the difficulty in extinguishing burning rubber, allow these fires to burn for extended periods, sometimes days or weeks. The firefighting efforts are costly, and the long-term environmental damage from these fires is vast and difficult to quantify. Global pressure and environmental concerns. As the magnitude of the Kuwait tire graveyard became known, it drew increasing global attention. Environmental groups and international media pressured Kuwait to address the issue. The graveyard was recognized not just as a national problem, but as a global concern, contributing to worldwide pollution and environmental harm. The fires at the graveyard especially highlighted its global impact. The toxic smoke from these fires can cross national borders, contributing to regional air pollution and climate change. In reaction to this international concern, Kuwait has been urged to implement more sustainable waste management methods. International organizations have called for the country to invest in tire recycling facilities and to shrink the graveyard. However, these changes require substantial investment and political commitment, which have been slow to develop. Economic effects of the tire graveyard. The Kuwait tire graveyard has significant economic effects locally and globally. On one side, it has created jobs in waste management and related fields. The site needs a large workforce to manage the tires and handle emergencies like fires. However, the adverse economic impacts are far greater than these benefits. The environmental harm from the graveyard has increased healthcare costs due to diseases linked to pollution. It has also damaged local farmland and water sources, negatively affecting agriculture and leading to financial losses in that sector. Furthermore, the tire graveyard is a missed economic opportunity for Kuwait. With proper investment, the country could transform this environmental disaster into a valuable asset. Initiatives for recycling and repurposing tires could spawn new industries, lessen environmental damage, and generate income for Kuwait. As we conclude our exploration of the Kuwait tire graveyard, it's clear that this issue isn't just a local problem. It's a global challenge that requires collective awareness and action. We encourage you to think about the implications of waste management practices in your communities and around the world. What are your thoughts on potential solutions to challenges like these? Share your ideas in the comments section below. We'd love to hear your insights and suggestions on how we can tackle these environmental issues together. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth explorations of global environmental challenges. Together, we can raise awareness and inspire change for a healthier planet. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to continuing this meaningful conversation with you.